Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst and Pat McSharry and the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water. This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of In-Depth Outdoors. Now, week 4 of our 26-week broadcast season, the conditions out there on the ice are getting a little shaky. Not that you need a weather report, but I'm going to update everybody on what we're seeing out there. A lot of the larger lakes in Minnesota, they either just iced over in the last few days or they're wide open. And of course, you had to be somewhere outside of the Midwest to miss the incredible storm that rolled through this last weekend. There's areas in Minnesota that got snow totals in excess of 25 inches. So that's going to be a lingering impact on ice conditions in those areas. So our challenge this week was to get in on a bite where that snow wasn't really negatively impacting ice conditions and find some fish that were completely turned upside down by the cold front that blew in after that snowstorm. So where we decided to go, we went to Black Duck, Minnesota. And there's a bit of a backstory here. We do a lot of driving through Black Duck on our way to Lake of the Woods, Upper Red Lake, and every time we're in the area, we stop at the Timberline bait shop right there in Black Duck, Minnesota. And one of the people that we've kind of started to get to know pretty well is Carl Adams. He's the owner of the Timberline. Pat's known him forever, but every time I stop in, Carl and I inevitably start talking about fishing. He loves his panfish. So if you've got a half hour to burn, stop on into the Timberline and pick his brain about big panfish if that's your thing. But one of the things we've always wanted to do was to get out on the ice with Carl. So that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be Carl Adams, Pat McSharry and I, we're going to be targeting big bluegill and crappie, and we're going to show you why that last hour and a half of the day can be the perfect time to be targeting some of the biggest panfish that swim in a lake near you. So stick around. I think you're going to love today's show. We probably get by with just one auger, eh?
May as well get 2 going.
Fair enough. Hit me with the battery, boss.
There he is. That one's got to be a crappie.
I think you just got the party started, son.
You know, we got out here today a little bit later than usual. We're kind of anticipating a good evening bite. Oh, it's a nice gill.
Oh,
really
yeah.
nice gill. And we're mostly targeting crappies with the chance at some nice bluegills mixed in. That's a really beautiful one right there. But we'll get that one back. And like I said, we're kind of anticipating a really good evening bite. We're out here with Carl Adams. He's the owner of Timberline Sports in Black Duck. And he's been on a pretty good bite here for the last week or so. There's just tons of really great ice fishing destinations around this area from here, Bemidji, and even north up to North Home and Big Falls area. And of course, driving up to Red Lake, Lake of the Woods, you're always driving through that Black Duck there.
Pat, you get that one on that smallest Flash Champ, that little gold-backed one?
64th ounce one.
Oh, the really small.
Or the 32nd, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. There's a decent one. At least it feels like a round fish anyways. Doing some circles, so I think it's a bluegill. There, nice bluegill. There we are.
Fishing with a spoon. Got a little green tingler spoon here and with a couple waxies on it. And there is just a dandy bluegill. Throw her back. Yeah, we'll drop it back down there and see. There was 2 of them that just came in there, and hopefully there'll be a few more down there.
Come on.
There we go. Feels like another one of those nicer bluegills, doing a little circle there. Oh, this one's a crappie, but she's a nice one. There. Same little tingler spoon with those same wax worms. Didn't even have to add any to it. Probably about a 13-incher. Let's let her back down and see if we can catch some more.
StrikeMaster introduces the new Lithium 40 Volt. Everything you've ever wanted in an ice auger. With a 40% increase in cutting speed over the competition and up to 100 holes per charge, the Lithium 40 Volt has the power and stamina you need and the 2-amp rapid charger that can bring a fully discharged 40-volt battery pack to a full charge in as little as 2.5 hours. The new Lithium 40 Volt, only from StrikeMaster.
At Eskimo, we have the tools to help you enjoy your time on the ice. They say man needs food, clothing, and shelter. When it comes to shelter, we like the Outbreak 450i with its full-size no-trip door that's nearly 74% bigger than a standard door, making it much easier to load and unload. With 75 square feet of fishable area, you'll be warm and comfortable during your day on the ice. Check out the Outbreak 450i and our full line of products at geteskimo.com.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. The new iFish Pro 2.0 now offers an insulated base to help keep your ice hole from icing over and an upgraded rod holder for use with longer, heavier rods. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro. Tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing. Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
There we go. There we are. I think this will be a crappie. Yeah. There we are. Another crappie. Had a few of them show up. They're all nice fish on this lake. And there's not one of those great big ones that we're looking for, but a real nice crappie. Rebait up because there's a couple of them down there, and see if I can catch a couple more. Put one on each of the treble hooks here, and the same green UV tingler. Got another one. Oh, this one feels a little better. Oh yeah, there's a dandy. That's what we came here for. That is a dandy.
There's a dandy, Carl.
So there, that's what we came here for, these great big crappies, slab crappies. Bit on that same UV, green UV tingler. There's some dandies out around here. So we're back in there. There she goes. That's a dandy. I better get back down and see if there's some more.
How big was that one, Carl?
I bet she was 14.5 inches. I bet it was a nice fish.
Got one. Came in as a pair, and it's always the one underneath that does the deal.
Yeah.
Looks like a nice one.
There you go. It was just hooked on the ice. Heck yeah. Not as big as Carl's, but I'll work on that. We're getting into that prime time. I mean, this is such a clear body of water that midday stuff can be really tough. You're kind of living for that last hour of the day. Things are kind of starting to come together now. Just a little guy by this lake standards, but definitely more aggressive. We have marked fish here in the last couple hours during more of that midday time period. They're just not active, and things are just starting to come together now. All right, see you later, buddy. All right, what I'm fishing, same color pattern as Carl. It's that green UV, but I'm fishing the smallest flash champ they make. It's just got a wad of spikes on there. The spikes are just, Euro larvae. And what I like about that color pattern is it's just real perchy. And whenever we're fishing and we don't have the larger predator fish on the screen, that'd be the bluegills or the walleyes or the crappies, there's lots of these little tiny perch down there. So perch colors make a lot of sense right now. All right. Get that back in the water. Everybody's starting to mark fish now. Pat said he's got 3 of them down there.
There he
Carl
is.
just released one. Oh, Pat's hooked up. I think we're coming into that time of the day we've been waiting for.
There we go. Nice crappie there.
Mine's a bluegill.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gilly.
nice one. Yeah, bring him over there, Carl. Nothing
Come
small
over
in
and
this
see
lake.
whose fish are bigger. I think your crappie's a little bigger than my bluegill.
That's a
It's
heck
not-
of a nice gill.
Not a
though.
real big bluegill, but
That's definitely an apples and oranges deal there.
there we
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I'm just using that 1/32 ounce glow goldfish flash champ spoon. That seems to be working pretty well. I had 3 or 4 of them down there. I'm gonna get right back in and see if we can get another one.
In-Depth Outdoors, Spot on the Spot ID.
On today's Spot on the Spot ID, I want to share some concepts on what to look for to get in on a good twilight bite for big bluegills and crappies running kind of mixed together. Now we're using the Navionics web app here to illustrate this. And what we have shown here is Beltrami Lake. This is not the lake that we fished, but it is up in that black duck area. And the reason I chose this is it does a really good job of illustrating this concept. Now later in the winter, the crappies particularly are going to be out in deeper basin areas. Here there's a great basin area here, there's one here. But what we're seeing early in the season now is these larger crappies and these big bluegills are basically utilizing structure where somebody would look for walleye. Right now, this little finger point that comes off in both directions and splits deep water here and over here is an area where you'd really want to look in that last couple hours of the day for those big crappies and bluegills to start feeding. This is a very similar area to where we fished, and it's an area that will consistently produce until you start to get those really severe cold fronts late December and January. And then what you're going to see is those crappies are going to move out over towards deeper water. Those bluegills, they're not going to be anywhere near as aggressive, but over the next couple weeks or until we get those really severe, deep winter cold fronts, be thinking about bluegill and crappie more like you would walleye. Approach them in that general manner. Look for structure that is near deep water, and I think you're going to be very successful targeting these larger fish during those peak feeding windows early and late in the day.
With the release of the tungsten bullfly jig from VMC, your panfish presentation just got buggier. By creating a spot-on invertebrate imitator destined to fool the most wary panfish. The tungsten bullfly jig is available in 9 colors to further accommodate today's angling, including 4 metallic finishes and 5 ultra glow colors, which hold a charge up to 15 minutes. This winter, match the hatch and outsmart the most finicky panfish with the VMC bullfly jig. Okuma Fishing Tackle offers a complete lineup of reels for the die-hard ice angler. The Okuma Samar 10 and Inspira 20 are a perfect match with your favorite panfish or walleye ice fishing rod. Both feature a long stem handle that fits comfortably in a gloved hand. Cyclonic flow rotor technology that throws water off the reel to minimize ice buildup. And a drag system optimized for use in extreme conditions. Everywhere, every day, every fish. Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
Glacial Lake Stock is your #1 source for Yeti ice houses. With our large inventory of new and used Yetis, our experienced staff will help you select the perfect model for the way you fish. From sale to service, Glacial Lake Stock has you covered. As an authorized Yeti service center, we can handle all your service or warranty needs and work to keep you fishing all winter long. Stop in today or check us out online at glaciallakestock.com and make this ice season your most enjoyable and comfortable ever.
For this winter's next cold front, the new Strike Master Surface Suit offers features ice anglers demand. The Surface Suit is 100% waterproof, windproof, has an adjustable hem, and is constructed using a 100% nylon Oxford shell that offers unmatched durability. The Surface Suit combines incredible warmth with the confidence that comes from knowing Strike Master's stay-on-surface flotation will be there, providing up to 2 hours of flotation when the jacket and bibs are worn as a pair. Strike Master, the hottest brand on the ice.
Oh, I got one, Pat. All right, look at this thing. Holy toadgill. That's a dandy. Spoons, I'm telling you, it's what's for dinner. You want to catch big panfish, big crappies, and big bluegills. These little spoons are tough to beat. That is a stud. Hey, my biggest bluegill of the year so far. Of course, it's my first one. Won't be my last one, though. Haven't changed anything. That's just that little green fire UV flash champ. Smallest size they make. I believe that's a 32nd of an ounce. And you know, this body of water we're fishing here, it's just notorious for tough bite midday. And you really kind of live for that last hour of light into that, first hour of darkness. So we'll probably pull out the lights here at some point, just keep fishing. Good chance at a 10 plus inch gill. Actually, Carl's already caught one of those, and some really big crappies. This time of the year, early ice, you start to get this heavy snow cover on the lake, and it can cause these fish to feed a little bit earlier in the day. Of course, this snow cover gets on these lakes and really reduces light penetration. So instead of just feeding right as the sun sets, they start to feed a little earlier. And we've definitely had a lot of snow this week. Some portions here in Minnesota had as many as, I think it was 30 inches, which is a crazy amount. And here comes another one. Don't. Come on, fish. Do your part. There he is. All right. Well, I'm going to guess maybe another gill. That's a nice twofer. That's just kind of the way it's been, Not as big as that last one, but a quality fish. I'll catch those all day long. That's kind of the way it's been, If you don't have these bluegills or crappie around, you're just covered up with these tiny little perch. And you can almost about tell when those bigger fish are lurking around because that cloud of small bait fish just disappears. And once your screen goes clear, then within 30 seconds or a minute, then those larger fish come in. Usually in small pods, 2, 3, 4 at a time.
There he is. That feels like a nice one.
It's starting to click, Pat.
Yeah, it's crazy how you can hole hop around for an hour there and barely see anything, and then you just get to the right time of the day and it seems like they just appear,
I think they've been down there the whole time.
Yeah. If it's a crappie, it's a good one.
Should have brought the 10-inch auger.
Oh yeah, here he is. Big crappie. There we go.
Oh,
that's what we're after, huh?
That's what we came here for. That's a dandy.
Beauty. That could very well be one of the bigger crappies I'd catch all winter long. Nice, heavy, thick through the back. Beautiful fish.
Remember when I was joking about the 10-inch auger?
All right, we'll get this one back. See you later.
That's what we came here for.
Oh, I got one, Pat.
Got him? Nice.
Oh, yeah. There he is. Puny little cousin to Pat's fish. One that I would be thrilled to catch most days. But this really is about the bottom of the size structure out here. All right, get in here and pop it loose. All right. I'll fire him back. I got 2 more down there waiting. This is that time of day we've been waiting for. So many of these bodies of water here in Minnesota, they're deeper, very clear, And you can just beat your head against the wall trying to catch fish all day long. And it really is just such a concentrated, early and late in the day kind of a bite. You get later in the year, that January, February time frame, the bluegills and crappies won't feed during the day. The bite window will be after dark.
There he goes. Got him.
Oh,
Nice work. You get 10 points and a gold star for the hook set.
That's right. I made sure I set the hook on this guy. There we are.
it's like an eater variety.
Another one of those nice crappies.
Brandel GM in Aiken, Minnesota's only haggle-free Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer, is a proud sponsor of In-Depth Outdoors TV. Our Brandel value price ensures that you don't have to spend your entire day haggling to get a great deal. And every new vehicle comes with our exclusive gimmick-free lifetime powertrain warranty. Whether you're in need of service, sales, parts, or body shop repair, stop by our state-of-the-art facility in Aiken or visit us 24/7 at brandelgm.com.
Introducing the Light Flight Laser Drill Unit by StrikeMaster. The Light Flight, the laser drill unit that offers a nearly 40% reduction in weight without sacrificing cutting speed. Paired with any quality brushless electric drill or any StrikeMaster powerhead, the Light Flight features a full-length flight and molded blade carriage that ensures your laser blades will always stay at the perfect cutting angle. Less weight, less fatigue. More holes in less time. The Light Flight Laser Drill Unit by StrikeMaster, the hottest brand on the ice.
Stop ice formation in its tracks, down to 20 degrees below zero with the new Ice Defense Pro Series from Cold Nation Outdoors. Lightweight and highly portable, Ice Defense is compatible with all flasher and camera brands. Ice Defense draws in warmer water from below to circulate at the top of your hole, creating a powerful thermoflow to melt away ice, slush, and snow. Spend time fighting the fish, not an icy hole. Ice Defense. Own the cold.
Touching it. There we go.
Ho, 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 dog.
There we are. Another crappie, I think. They're starting to get a little more aggressive.
That one coming a little higher?
Yeah, come up a little bit higher. Just a little bit bigger one too. Slide them out there. There we go. There's another one.
You are on the mother load.
Oh yeah. Another nice one.
Don't mind me.
Let's just surround them, Pat.
There we are. About the same size. All nice fish. Okay, there we go.
There he is. All right. Come here, fish. Carl just landed one. I've got one. I would say that we are in prime time right now. I'm getting to do the whole deal while watching a great sunset. Before we lose some light, all three of us are fishing basically the exact same setup here, minus what we've got on the end. I think we're all fishing a little bit different spoon, but tuned up custom rods, bullwhip. I think the lengths go 32, maybe in the 34-inch range. Just an ideal rod for having a versatile panfish stick. It's got enough backbone. You can fish the body baits, those little ripping wraps, those little slab wraps. But it's got that visible bite indicator tip. So if you want to go with a jig in a plastic, or jigging larva, you can do that. And so it's a great combination rod where you can just cover all your bases. And then on the reel there, that's that Okuma Saint Martin. That's got to be one of the best panfish ice fishing reels out there right now. And spool it up with some 3-pound Suffix Ice Magic and you're good to go.
There's Pat.
Pat's got one hooked up right now.
There we go. It's just a horse of a gill.
Oh, nice.
It's crazy, you know, you start getting bluegills of this quality, you know, you start pushing that kind of 10-inch mark and they'll run right with the bigger crappies and the bigger predators of the lake. And they're just a really cool fish to catch. Biting in the primetime hours, right in the mornings and evenings.
They act more like walleyes than bluegills.
Right.
You know, their feeding habits.
Bloop. There she goes. But these primetime hours don't last very long. You got to get right back down there and get in as fast as you can. You know, you only have about an hour and a half to 2 hours to really make hay on a good morning and evening bite. You know, you'll get some overcast conditions or maybe a low pressure system where you might have that bite that'll extend well into the day, but when you got high pressure like this, bluebird skies, more often than not, it's kind of that morning, evening deal. On clear bodies of water, that is.
There he is.
Catch up to him.
Hey, when they do that up hit thing, you know, I'm old, so it takes a while for the upstairs to get the message. Oh, I got another giant just down there waiting. Man, this was worth the wait. And the area we're fishing, oh, there we go. Slide him out. Nice crappie. I mean, the average size here is just phenomenal. Just this whole area. You get up around Black Duck, there's lots of these deep, clear bodies of water. Great average size crappies, good walleye lakes, huge bluegills. I mean, you've seen the ones that we've caught today mixed right in. If you don't mind fishing late in the day or after dark, they're not that hard to catch. Just a great fish. Good. Goodbye. But I'd say we've got about another 20 minutes, and then the fish will still come through, but they're just not going to be as active. They won't be able to get a real clear image of what that bait is down there, and you can still catch them. It just takes a long time to work individual fish.
There we go.
You got one, Carl?
Yeah, almost felt like a bluegill there for a second. Oh yeah, there's a dandy bluegill. Still bit on that same spoon.
Ah, that's a hog.
That is a really nice bluegill. There she is. Perfect. Oh, trying to get away from me already. There he goes.
So that brings us to the end of today's show. I want to thank Carl Adams for spending some time out there on the ice with Pat McSharry and I. If you're ever in the Black Duck area, make sure you stop into the Timberline. As I said at the start of the show, you've got a half hour to burn. Mention Big Panfish to Carl, he'll bend your ear. He's just full of some incredible knowledge in that Black Duck area. Now, before I wrap things up, I want to point out that we do have some much needed cold weather headed our way. It's going to rapidly improve ice conditions for everyone across the ice belt. So we're going to really be able to get out there, stretch your legs, and head to some new destinations in the coming weeks. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.